Alright, what's up guys? Today in this video, I'm making a Rainbow Six Siege operator tier list heading into Year 6, Season 3. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the attackers in part 1, and then next video is going to be defenders, and I move on to guns and stuff like that. So first of all, we're going to go off of OP, so this is like an operator you should bring every single round, alright? If you don't have them, what are you doing? Alright, all he's good is like, you can play him if you want, so like for example, an Ashe would be always good, like, in this current meta, you don't need an Ashe every round like you used to, but she's still always good to have. And okay is like your middle of the pack operator. So for example, maybe like let's just say IQ with the new buffs coming, and Alibi, Like, they don't offer much to the team, but they also don't do anything. Like, they're not completely useless, and they're decent. Like, you're not going to be complaining if you have them on your team. Alright, but situational is, for example, your Warden. So, like, they're very situational. Like, if you, like, need them for a certain site, you play them for one round and then they're gone. Like, you're not going to play them again. They're very strat orientated, which is what situational is. Like, you got to have really a set strat to use these operators, or otherwise they're just useless to have in your team composition. And then we got dog shit, which is the next tier. So for example, all your shield ops, because no one likes you if you play them. Like, go die. Alright, but the first attacker we have on the list is Ace. He is, in my opinion, the best hard breacher in the game. He has breaching charges, so soft breach capability. AK-12, which is, one of the best, if not the best AR in the whole game. Alright? And he's got 3 Selma breaches, which can open up walls. It's equivalent, 1 Selma is equivalent to about 2 Hibana lined up. And it's very good. It's very strong, really good, best hard breacher in the game. The only thing he struggles, in my opinion, is hatches, because it takes 2 out of the 3 Selmas to get one hatch. But that's why you have Hibana, and with Ace, you're really not going to be getting hatches with him at all. So that's why I'm putting him in OP. I mean, he has AK-12, and like the P12, no, not P12, he has P9, which is another great pistol, the French pistol. It's amazing. Alright, next up we got Amaru. I'm gonna put her in situational. For example, if you're on Consulate, a map that's very window heavy, you can maybe get away with Amaruing up, or if you're on Coastline, you can, grapple up to Skylight, get a free entry at times, because I don't expect you to be up there so fast in the run. So, very situational attacker. She has a G8 with the 2X, which her IQ doesn't have, which makes her a very good fragger. SMG-11, secondary, The only utility she really has for the team is flash grenades to burn utility. And there's much other operators also have flash grenades that are, in my opinion, better. So that's why she's in situational. Alright, next attacker we have is Ashe. Last season, I would have put her in OP because R4C, was, in my opinion, the best AR in the game. She had 3 Ashe charges, But now, after the nerfs, she's going to be in Ollie Goods. Because they took away 1 Ashe charge from 3 to 2 now. R4C got recoil change, which isn't extreme, but it's definitely noticeable. So that's why a lot of people are switching to her other gun. Which is, in my opinion, a great gun. 1.5, G36C, angled grip, very good. Much better than R4C now. So she's going to be always good. Great for utility clearing, but other than that, great entry, 3 speed. What else could you ask for? But she's not at, like, Ace's level. So she's not quite OP. Alright, next we got Blackbeard. He's in dog shit. Alright. So they nerfed his head shield from 50 to 25, which makes it 1 bullet. So now all you got to do is load 1 bullet in there. Shield cracked. He only has 2, so that's 50, damage that he can tank, and that's it. Alright, he has a very, very bad AR. I mean, his AR is horrible. I mean, really low fire rate, 21 bullets, and has like a decent amount of kick for something like that with a low fire rate. And the DMR has a lot of kick for a DMR, even with muzzle brake, and it's not even that good of a DMR in the first place. And with Amaru, all he has is flashes, but in my opinion, I'd rather have an Amaru because she's got more fragging potential. Alright, the only reason why you would want to bring Blackbeard is if you're just wanting to be toxic and messing around in ranked. Other than that, Blackbeard does nothing for the team. Alright, next we got Blitz. He's also in dog shit. Maybe in your silver lobbies he's really overpowered. But anything like above like plat 3, Blitz is useless. They're just going to shoot you in the foot, shoulder, impact you, C4 you. All he really has is smokes to his name and like a stupid shield. And if I'm going to bring shield up on attack, I would honestly rather have a Monty. Like, debatably even Fuse shield might be better than him. So that's why he's going in dog shit. He does nothing for the team. Alright, next we got Buck. Buck is always good. The C8 has no recoil with the recent, barrel changes. Very good. Secondary shotgun's very good for vertical play. It's honestly better than Sledge for vertical play, in my opinion. because you can go on window repels. Sledge can't go from below. Buck can do that. Alright, and his shotgun's even good for fragging. If you're on a close quarters map like Favela, you can just run inside with the Buck shotgun and honestly get a ton of frags. He's got flash grenades, hard breach charge. So say you're missing in Hibana for hatches for some reason. Buck can get the hatches. He's got a hard breach charge for a secondary gadget. So he's always good. You don't need him all the time, so he's not overpowered. He's in a perfect place in my opinion right now. He's very good. Next we got Capital. He's going to be an okay. His gadget is really good because he has 2 smokes in his firebolt and then 2 firebolts, which are very good because Jaeger can't catch him, only Wamai can, so he really doesn't have any counters, and he's at 3 speed. The only thing holding him back is that for some things he's very situational. Like, if you're going to use him for smokes, I'd rather have you bring, for example, a Jackal, someone with better utility. And with the firebolts, he's really only decent when, for example, you're on coastline and someone's sitting behind blue bar, or not blue bar, aqua bar, and he's sitting behind that, and you can push him out. He's really only good for pushing people out of angles, and that's it. And his AR, in my opinion, is honestly, besides Blackbeard's, the worst in the game. Really low fire, and just does not feel good. There's a lot of weapon bounce to it, and his LMG isn't anything special. So, in total, he's just okay. Like, you're not going to complain, and he has hard breach charge, so he's not bad at that too. You're not going to complain if you have him, but you'd prefer to have someone else in your team. Alright, next up, we got Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi I'm also going to put in okay. See, he doesn't have a full auto primary, only the SMG-12, which does, for a beginner, have a lot of kick. You can learn to control it in a couple T-hunts. But for a beginner, not that good. The gadget is roam clearing orientated. And for roam clearing, she doesn't really even do that good. Alright, all you can hear is just vibrations from the phone. And the defenders with mute can reset it just by staying in the mute jammer radius. And just reset it in general if they're anchoring. So, in total, she's really not that good. I mean, I guess because she has smokes and flashes, she can clear a lot of utility if you want, but honestly, she's not that good. She's just a really annoying, and her next ability is to get the defender's cams. Once you have defender's cams, really not that useful unless they have a Valkyrie, because odds are your teammates will be shooting the default cams already, so all the useful cams will be gone by the time you get the hack. And all the defenders will start shooting them. So it's really no usefulness to the team, really, unless they have a Valkyrie or a Maestro, Someone with some sort of cam as their gadget. Other than Echo, other than that, she's really not useful. Alright, so the next attacker we got is Finka, also dog shit. Alright, I mean, next season, she is getting her frags back, which, I mean, I guess you can put her in situational. But the recoil, like, when she's in her boost, the recoil goes down, screws everyone up on the team. Even the Finka at times. Alright, and when she's boosted, you can't hear anything, because there's, like, loud heart beating sound on her, headphones stuff, and it's very annoying. Finka, her gadget really isn't that bad with a health boost, and that she can res down teammates, and she has a very good AR. People say it wasn't good, but then it got on Thunderbird, and people were like, oh my god, it's amazing. Which it is a very good gun, but other than that, she's pretty useless. I mean, I hate having a Finka. Honestly, if I see a Finka, I think we're throwing. She's really that bad. Or, I mean, like, Finka's horrible. Do not play her unless you're on, like, controller or something. Alright, next one, we got our most recent attacker, which is Flores. I'm gonna put him in OP. Here's why. So he has AR-33, which is an okay, assault rifle. He has Blackbeard's DMR, which is a horrible weapon. Don't use that. If you use that, you're getting reported for griefing. Alright? But it's his gadget. That's really good. He has 2 counters, which is Mute and Mozzie. Right? And he has 4, like, what do you call it? Gadget destructing, like, RCXD drones, which are very good for them, on top of 2 regular drones. So he has a lot of intel, and that he can claim, and he can also take out, utility. So on maps like Oregon Bunker, he's a must bring to take out the shield and elbow. Alright? Because if they don't have a mute or a Mozzie, that shield's gone in a matter of seconds. Alright? It's just, like, really fast, helps speed up the utility clearing. In total, he's just pretty overpowered. I say they didn't take away a drone of his. Alright, he also has flashbangs, so he's really good at clearing utility, like ADSs, when he's out of drones. And he can frag, alright? He's a 2-2. I mean, he's honestly busted. I'm surprised he hasn't been nerfed. And if someone's on cams and they're not, like, distracted, and they're distracted over the drone can kill him. Alright, so not only can he kill distracted opponents, he can clear so much utility at once. It's honestly busted. Alright, and next one, we got Fuse. I want to put him situational. Alright, because he has AK-12, you know, amazing weapon, PMM, best pistol in the game. You know, he has breach charges, hard breach charge, so very good for playing above, and his gadget is amazing on above. For example, I know I'm referencing Coastline a lot, but this is really the only map he's good on. That and the Consulate, like heavy vertical maps, really. I mean, he can clear so much utility. You know, he's got 4 fuse charges. Each of them have 4 grenades in them, so that's 20, basically 20 grenades in total that can kill. Alright? He can clear so much utility as long as he doesn't get C4. The only thing holding Fuse back from being okay or always good is the fact that he's 3 armor. So he's really slow, really loud. He's just a clunky operator to use in general. You're very vulnerable to C4s because he's very loud when he places down the Fuse charge. Alright? To where a defender below can just, you know, C4 and it's all gone. You know, all his utility's gone. He's very loud and just clunky in general. That's what's holding him back in the situational. You really only bring him on certain sites, and that's like ones that you're playing heavy vertical. Alright, next up, we got Glass. He's dog shit. His DMR, is his main gadget, and it's not even the best DMR in the game. It's only the 3rd best DMR in the game. There's 2 DMRs that are better, which is Dokabee's and Lion's DMR. Alright? And his gadget is basically like Warden on attack, to where he can see through smokes and everything, which isn't that important unless you're doing a smoke strat. And those are very uncommon, alright? You only do that on Consulate Lobby. Let's see. Service on Coastline, alright? That's the only time you do those, and in total, he just doesn't fit current meta. He's really bad. And he also has frag grenades, but, like, you don't use frag grenades on him because his gadget is, like, around the smokes, alright? So, around, he's just not that good. Alright, next up, we got Gridlock. I'm gonna put her in okay. She has a really underrated, you know, AR. Very good. The F90 is underrated. If you don't want to use the AR, she has the LMG, which is like Capital's, but a better version of Capital's LMG. You can just pre-fire for days with that thing. But the thing holding her back is that she's a 3 armor, and that's not very good in Siege, especially for attack. On defense, it's okay. On attack, it's going to hold you back. Very loud. Her hitbox is massive because she's fat. Alright? But she has a super shorty, smoke grenades, very good. And she also has, her gadget is very good post-plant. For flank watch, it's not that good. I'd rather have a Nomad for flank watch. But at post-plant, if you guys have a Gridlock, just chuck those things around, you know, the diffuser. You won the round, basically. Or guaranteed. But that's really the only time she shines. Alright? Other than that, she's not that good. Rather have other people flank watch. Like, she needs a buff. She needs to be a 2-2 speed, alright? 2 armor, 2 speed. She can't be this fat and this loud in the current meta. It's horrible. She's honestly really underrated, though. But she's still in only okay. She's like middle of the pack for what she does, her job. Which is, flank denial, and not that good at it. Now we got Hibana. She's OP. 3-speed hard breach. Alright, she's got Type 89, which is, I would say, above average AR. Nothing special. Has ACOG, angled grip, you know, low recoil. Very good. Only 21 bullets, though, but if you can get past that, you know, she's fine. She also got the Bearing 9, which is the new buffs. It's a beast of a weapon. You can miss all your shots with the Type 89 and just be fine because you have the Bearing 9 to back you up. Alright? So she's very good. She's the hatch queen, alright? Not very good for walls. I'll say mediocre at best for getting walls open, you know? But for hatches, no one beats her. You know, you can try to impact her at the hatch. She'll just put it to 2 pellets and just work her way up, alright? Hibana is a must bring on most sites. Like, on Clubhouse, she's a mandatory bring on the basement. She's a mandatory bring on CCTV for the garage wall. I mean, Hibana is in a very good place in the current meta. And she has flashbangs, the clear utility, or breach charge if you want to play even more above. Like, more vertical. Alright, the next operator we have is going to be Yana. I'm going to put her in OP, because after the Zoph and Ashe nerfs, everyone is going to Yana currently, and she has very good fragging potential. She's got nades, alright, which cooked correctly are overpowered. She's got the ARX and the G36C, which are very good weapons. Both of them, you know, like, you could use either one. They're both amazing weapons, alright? I don't care what you use. They're amazing. And her gadget is one of the best gadgets in the whole game. Because it throws in a Rooney, she's a hard counter to Rooney. Because her gadget is a clone that recharges over time. It's like 15 seconds, if I remember it, to recharge. So she has basically endless intel on our team once they shoot it. And you can bait with it. You can act like you're getting on the drone so the enemy doesn't really shoot at it. And you can get some free picks. She's very good in current meta, right? She is a must bring for most sites if you want an entry. She's the best entry in the game currently. Next up, we got IQ. I'm going to put her in OK. Because the current meta is really heavy on gadget clearing. And IQ is really only... She can't gadget clear at all. She's got a Claymore breach charges, alright, so nothing good for gadget clearing. And then, she's a 3-speed, which I guess makes her good. She's got great weapons, G8, you're a moron if you use it, but it's really good, G8 go burr. Alright, no explanation needed. She's got the Commando, which I personally use. I love the Commando. It's like Thermite's gun, but better. And she's got the AUG. If you use the AUG, you're throwing. Don't play IQ if you're going to use the AUG. But her gadget is not that good. Because in current meta, she's not good. She can scan, cameras, things through walls and stuff like that. But she's only really a hard counter to Valk, Vigil, and Pulse, which are the only ones that are brought are Vigil and Pulse. And you don't really roam clear with her, so the Vigil don't work. And the Pulse, you can't really shoot through the floor, really. So she's really not that good. Alright, I see her brought way too much. IQ is not a good pick. She's really overrated. She offers almost basically no utility at all unless they have a Valk. So she's only okay at best. Most overrated attacker in the whole game. Alright, now we got Jackal. I'm going to put him in OP. He's banned for a reason. He takes no skill to use. With the click of a button, he can just roam clear. Scan the feet. Pretty busted. He's got C70, which is third best AR in the game. Most people will agree with that. Angled grip, 2x, very good AR. He's got a shotgun secondary to make it rotates. Stuff like that. Smoke grenades. He's just amazing. He's banned for a reason, and he's honestly so overpowered. He needs to be nerfed. No operator should have, a click of a button and be able to roam clear like that. He is so busted. Alright, next we got Callie. I'm going to put Callie in situational because I'd rather have a Maverick than a Callie because he's got nades, better fragging potential, and Thatcher is just way better at clearing utility. With Callie, the problem is she's got a sniper as a primary, and then her secondary SMG really isn't that good. It's like a pocket F2, but, worse. And, I'd rather, most times Maverick and Thatcher aren't banned at the same time. It's only a Thatcher Jackal ban, so Maverick should be open most of the time, and Maverick just does a much better job at Callie's. So, Callie's only being put in situational. She's really popular in lower ranks, but in higher ranks, there's going to get bandit tricks. She destroys team utility. Mav's is better in general at everything he does. Alright, next attacker, we got Lion. I'm going to put him in OK because Lion, he has a very underrated LMG. His Vector is super good. High damage, decent fire rate, angled grip, 2x. Even ACOG on it if you want to. And he has Gone 6, so he can clear some utility, not much. He's also got frag grenades, Well, not frag grenades. Flashbangs. His gadget, it's good in some situations. His gadget's ever on the lower end, all you gotta do is stand still and you're fine. If you move, you get pinged for 2 seconds on your location. So his gadget's not that overpowered as it used to be. But it's still very good, because if you're planting, the sound of the gadget will mask the plant. And it stops the rotate from happening, so you can get a free plant down if you have a charge left, and that's what makes him good. So, Lion's in a pretty good spot, I'd say, in current meta. He's not bad. Next, we got Mav. I'm going to put him in... I'm debating on overpowered or always good. I think I'm going to put him in always good. Because, even though he's labeled as a hard breach, I classify him as a hard breach support. Unless you're Mav tricking, you're never going to get the wall with Mav, really. And, he's got the M4, which is an amazing AR. He's got frag grenades, very good. And the main thing with Maverick is that he's better than Callie because M4, he can frag. He's a 2-speed. He can make a hole in the wall, murder holes for you. He can chuck nades in that hole, take off the bandits, kites, mutes, whatever's stopping the wall from getting opened for the hard breach to get it. He's in a very good state in the current meta. He's got 6 canisters. And he's just very good in general. But he's not quite overpowered because you can win rounds without him. But if you have him, he just makes the round go much easier. Next, we got Monty. I'm going to put him in situational The main reason why I'm putting Monty in a situation, because he's a shield op. His main gadget is a shield. So, in Siege, shields aren't really that good. But he can take control of a map very easily. For example, if you have a Monty on Clubhouse and you're pushing rafters, he can take rafters control with ease. He can just walk up those stairs with his shield, take control, push the guy out. Maybe your entry can stand behind him, get a free pick. So that's why Monty's situational, because on stuff like rafters, he's very good. But on most sites, he's just kind of hurting the team in general, because Monty can't shoot back most of the time. And unless you got someone playing behind the Monty, he's a situational. He's basically a human drone. But if I want a human drone, I'm going to play Yana, because Yana's much better than Monty. So Monty's going situational. The only thing Monty's really good at is pissing off the golds in your lobby. Alright. Next, you got Nook. I'm going to put her in okay. She's got FMG9, which is it's an average weapon. She's also got the Deagle, which is third best pistol in the game. Frag grenades. She's got her gadget can mask her from defender cameras, so Velt cams, Meister cams, all of that makes her faster, makes her stealthier. She's a very stealth op, but anything above gold 3, I'd say, Nook's not very useful. She doesn't offer much utility to the team besides her frag grenades, and if I'm going to play frag grenades, I'm going to play Sledge, Maverick, you know, those operators, not Nook. Nook doesn't come to mind when I think of a good attacker, and that's why she's only okay. But she's very decent at fragging. If you want to be stealthy and just crawl up a staircase and get a free entry, she's very good at that. That's her operator. But other than that, she's very okay. Mediocre. Next, we got Nomad. I'm going to put her in OP. Nomad is the best flank watch operator in the whole game. She has air jabs, which are these tiny little things that they're very loud, but if you walk past them, your movement's gone. It launches to the floor. You can't shoot back. So if they're near an air jab and you get hit by it, you're dead. Post plant, she can air jab a doorway near the defuse. You can't defuse, because if you get hit, she's just going to swing you. So if you get post plant with Nomad charges left, and you can place them correctly, you've won the round with Nomad. She's a very good operator. She's got the ARX, which is a very good AR. She's got the AK, which AK-74, which, I mean, it's average. I prefer the ARX, but I've seen people get away with the AK. She's got flashbangs, very good at utility clearing. All in all, just an amazing operator. She's a must bring on some things, like Canal, top floor, to stop the runouts. She's a must bring. Next attacker we got is Recruit. I'm actually going to put Recruit in. I'm not even going to rank him, honestly. Recruit, he doesn't really have gadgets, so he can't be ranked. Next, you got Sledge. I'm debating putting him in always good or overpowered. I wouldn't say he's overpowered, but he's also better than Buck. So he's on the border. He's currently really big in the meta, but I think I'm going to put him at the top of always good. He's at the top of always good because he's got frag grenades. He's got the L85, which is an amazing AR, one of the best in the game. He's got SMG-11, which is being taken away next season, so you can't really count that. He would have been an OP if he still had the SMG-11, but he doesn't anymore. He's not as good as Buck at vertical, but in fragging in general, I'd rather have a Sledge than a Buck, because his above is much bigger. Like, he can sledgehammer, and the radius of the sledgehammer is much bigger than Buck's shotgun, so you can get more radius done quicker, and he can frag better than Buck. He's just a better Buck, because Buck doesn't have frag grenades, Sledge does. That's what's, making Sledge better. He's got frag grenades, Buck doesn't. That's the main thing. The next attacker we got is Thatcher. He's overpowered. EMP, he throws it down. All the utility on the defenders is useless for 15 seconds. He's a free wall unless they're bandit tricking the hard breach. There's a reason why he's banned like 90% of the games. He's always banned. He's got the L85, a very good assault rifle. He's got a Claymore. All that good stuff. Thatcher's just an amazing, he's overpowered. Next you got Thermite. He's also an overpowered. I wouldn't classify him as overpowered, but like I said, overpowered is operators that if they're not banned and they're on the board, you should always bring. And Thermite, he makes the wall really big, so he's a bigger hard breach than Ace and Hibana. The main thing about him is that he only has 2. The rest of them have a lot of more hard breaching capability. He's easily the worst at fragging out of the 2 other hard breaches and overpowered. But he's also really good. Like, if you need a wall, like it's just a single wall to get it open. For example, jacuzzi wall on Clubhouse, CCTV wall on Clubhouse, border wall. He's the best at it because he can get the wall really big. He has the biggest blast radius, and that's what makes him good still. It makes a really big hole. And that's what makes him good. You can walk through it. You don't have to vault through it. You know, everything about him is good. Next up, we're going to put Twitch in always good. Twitch is always good because she's got F2. F2 also goes burr. It's amazing. Love the thing. It's a fragging, like, Twitch, if you want to frag, she's your current person besides Yana. With Twitch, her drones are getting buffs. Like, she can jump now with the drone. Unlimited tasers. Recharge faster. Everything about Twitch has got better. Next thing, she's got smoke grenades, which can post-plant very good. She's very good at clearing utility. Twitch, in general, is always a good pick to have. Next, we got Ying. Ying's in situational. If you want a Ying rush, she's very good at it. Her candles are like 100 flashbangs at once. You can't see with the Ying. But Jaeger will hard counter her. Her LMG really isn't anything special. She's just not in the current meta. Ying's just out of it. Like, she's very situational. Unless you got a strat, like, service on coastline. If you want to smoke plant, you know, Ying out them. And she's got Warden as a hard counter. So, she's really not that good. Next, we got Zero. I think Zero's very underrated. I think he's always good. He's got a knockoff AK-12. His AR has the same stats as an AK-12, just less ammo and worse recoil. So he's a worse AK-12. He's got 4 Zero cams, which are very good at clearing. Not very good at clearing utility, but they're decent. They got a 1 laser per cam. Very good. Very good for intel. You can put them in places that defenders won't see. And I've won rounds because we had SAM cams in the corners of sites, and we've just been able to ping the defender constantly. He's very underrated. He's always good. He used to have frag grenades, took it away, but that doesn't matter. He's still really good. And for our last attacker, we got Zoph. I'm going to put her in always good too. She's better at utility clearing than Ashe. She's got 2 Grismonts to stun defenders when you want to push in. The only thing holding her back is that her AR recently got nerfed. It's getting buffed again. The recoil is not as bad as it used to be. But she's still just in always good. You know, her LMG is really busted, but it's not going to be used after the AR gets buffed again. But she's not where she used to be. But Zoph's always good. You know, if I'm going to pick an entry frag, I'm going to pick Yana over her. So that's it for the tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed and can use this, you know, use this tier list to pick your operators in your upcoming games. And make sure to like and subscribe.